even if you're like a person who is uncomfortable with electing somebody who is from a demographic that's never been elected before in your state, none of that matters. What matters is electing the Democrat will protect bodily autonomy. Electing the Republican will not. That
plain and
is
simple.
It. So today we wanted to spend some of our news time highlighting North Carolina's role in the upcoming election. North Carolina is always important because Shaniqua McClendon is our political director, and she is from North Carolina, so always an important state, right? But it's like legitimately a thing this time around. The state was Biden's narrowest loss in the 2020 election, which I didn't know.
I didn't either.
Yeah, he barely lost the state. His campaign has really been putting in a lot of effort on the ground in North Carolina. They've been visiting the state. They've set up field offices in the state. Donald Trump, by the way, has no field offices anywhere, really. I think
he's just busy trying not to fall asleep in his trial.
Oh, God. His plan is the plan of a lot of hot people in bed. He's just gonna lay there.
Oh, yeah. He's a fish.
Like campaign-wise, he's just going to show up and be like, here I am. Isn't that enough? I don't know what his plan is, but, again, we can't predict the future. We can just look at the now.
We can only comment on what's happening.
But North Carolina votes matter way beyond the presidency. Democratic wins further down ballot could help Joe Biden. Every election cycle, there's like a few races that are like the bonkers races, right?
Like beyond bonkers.
Like the Kari Lake, Katie Hobbs race for governor in Arizona was a bonkers race. This cycle's bonkers race is the race for governor in North Carolina between Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, who Donald Trump described as MLK.
Bonkers.
Absolutely bonkers. Donald Trump described him as MLK on steroids. I listened to him do some speeches. At first I was like, Donald Trump, learn about another black person and stop comparing all black people to the one.
Well, he only knows MLK and Kanye. Those are his two.
Right. But I did listen to Robinson speak, and he doesn't sound like MLK on steroids.
At all.
He sounds like MLK on PCP, a glass punching drug. Like not a weightlifting drug, a drug where you're like,
he has a lot to work out inside himself.
I don't think he should be around other people. I don't think it's safe.
I agree.
He doesn't seem like a safe person. He supports a total abortion ban with no exceptions for rape or incest. And we all know that exceptions don't even matter anyway.
Right.
Exceptions are just fake.
But that's why it makes them so easy to just fakely support. Like he could just do it because we know it's fake, but he can't even do that.
But no exceptions, basically. He opposes same-sex marriage. Okay, 2014. His opponent is Democrat Josh Stein, who seems perfectly nice. If North Carolinians want to have access to reproductive rights in their state, Stein has to win. Has to. Absolutely has to. This kind of reminds me of another gubernatorial race between a crazy person and a guy named Josh. Pennsylvania, Mastriano versus Josh Shapiro.
God bless.
Right.
We need bring us the Joshes.
Crazy v. Josh, North Carolina edition. Oh my gosh, Alyssa, you've got some Robinson.
I've got some.
Choice
I
cuts.
got some. In 2017, Robinson posted a meme referring to Representative Frederica Wilson of Florida as a, quote, lying liberal, bottom-feeding pond scum, and, quote, dressing like a rejected drag queen from Brokeback Mountain.
There weren't any drag queens in that movie.
We know that. He's never watched Brokeback Mountain. He took particular aim at former First Lady Michelle Obama, calling her an angry, anti-American, communist black lady, and saying
she's black?
That's what I'm learning.
Okay.
That's what I'm learning.
Okay.
Saying she speaks ghetto. And now here's the thing. He wrote Wookiee. I think he means wokey, but I'm not sure.
It would actually be cool if Michelle Obama was secretly really into Star Wars and did speak Wookiee.
But this is where, here's another one. In October of 2017, he referred to Congresswoman Maxine Waters as Ol' Maxine Pad Waters. Why is he talking about maxi pads? Like, know your limitations, even as an absolute fringe lunatic. Know your limitations.
Is that the reference he was trying to make? Sometimes I feel like
I think so.
Sometimes I feel like there's a certain type of fringe lunatic Republican who is so online in a part of the online where I will never go that I'm like, I don't even follow. Like, what are you trying to say? What is this joke? What is this reference?
Can you diagram the sentence for us? Because we don't get it.
Exactly. You know how like in China, censorship means that a lot of like political humor is told through like imagery and puns and double entendres in like pictures. But in order to understand the humor, you have to speak Chinese and understand like the tonal variations of different words. This is like the lowest lowbrow version of that. I'm like, I don't know what to whence are you referring? I do not understand any of this stuff.
He is an exhausting person. There's also one other thing I want to read, which was from a sermon he delivered in July 2020.
What is he in the church of? Like a sermon He's
just sermoning.
A freelance sermonologist?
Yeah, he's just like, I'm here and I have things to say. In a previously unreported sermon he delivered in July 2020, Robinson said, quote, "We need our men to stand up and teach our young men how to be men." Okay? And when I say men, I mean manly men. This is some Donald Trump gobbledygook unlike anything else. I'm talking about the kind of manly men that they want to say, you're a male chauvinist pig, or you're full of machismo. You better believe I am. God put that in me to be a man.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's not even Mad Libs. There are too many crazy words. Mad Libs actually make more sense.
That sort of mentality makes me nostalgic for the time of whaling, when men would go in large groups into the sea.
They should go whale.
Never to return. No, we need something. We need to like make electronic whales that they think that they're getting, because we don't want them killing real whales. But I just need there to be some kind of reason for them to just disappear into the sea.
Go away.
Go away.
Just go away.
What are you doing for anybody? What is
about anything?
You're just saying the word man over and over again and getting angry at women for being more productive and valuable than you. Nicer, cooler, more pro-social.
Chill.
A little bit more about North Carolina, moving on from Robinson. North Carolina has 16 electoral votes.
That's not nothing.
That's not nothing. They've got a Democratic governor currently.
Mm-hmm.
They're a red state that can elect Democrats. I wouldn't say they're like Pennsylvania, where they're sort of like lean blue at this point.
They're like doing it in North Carolina. They're really feeling it in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Pennsylvania is like, they tried it on. They were like, I like this. They got rid of their old...
Feels right.
Yeah, they got rid of their old wardrobe. They're like, this is how I dress now. I'm Diane Keaton in a Nancy Meyers movie. Gone are the days of my skinny jeans. If a Republican wins governorship, North Carolinians will see a 6-week abortion ban and more extreme right-wing legislation, partly because the legislature is gerrymandered all to fuck.
Yep.
It is gerrymandered all to fuck, and there is a Democrat who, after a series of very suspicious meetings and moves, switched to the Republican Party, giving the Republican Party a veto-proof majority. Right. So the situation in North Carolina is tenuous.
It is. And the thing that's interesting was, one of the things I saw when we were reading is the polls are getting a little bit better in North Carolina.
Better, like more reliable, or better like they look...
Better like there are fewer night terrors.
Okay.
Because in general, you know how we feel about polls. But in the past month, Stein is ticking up against Robinson.
Okay.
Stein is up 8 points against Robinson now in the most recent Quinnipiac poll. Trump is still up, though, +2 against Biden. So it feels like if this were a trend that continued, Robinson is so batshit that even people who support Trump are like, yikes, bridge too far. That Stein could help Biden in North Carolina, potentially.
Yeah, I also think Democrats don't need to get too tangled up in their messaging here.
Less crazy.
Yeah, I think that their steady, slow release of batshit insane clips from Oppo researchers of Mark Robinson being nuts, I think that's like not going to hurt them. But I think that the most important thing is like, this is a vote for whether or not you think that the government should be making decisions about your body. Like that's it. Like you vote for, it doesn't really, like there's some chatter I've heard about Stein being Jewish, because I don't think North Carolina's ever had a Jewish governor before. And people are concerned that you know what, honestly, even if you're like a person who is uncomfortable with electing somebody who is from a demographic that's never been elected before in your state, none of that matters. What matters is electing the Democrat will protect bodily autonomy. Electing the Republican will not. That
plain and
is
simple.
It.
Plain and simple.
Everything else is just like, it doesn't matter as much. It's a simple choice. Do you think that there should be, the government should stand between a woman, a pregnant person, and their healthcare decisions? Or do you think that's fucking creepy? Because I think
I vote fucking creepy.
I vote fucking creepy too. We're interested in North Carolina.
I was going to say we're feeling engaged.
We're feeling engaged with North Carolina. We'll be keeping an eye on North Carolina. North Carolina listeners, hysteria@crooked.com, if you've got some insight into how things feel over there. If you've got some insight on the vibes.
Send us tips.
Send us tips. Send us, thoughts. If you want to vent, you can vent to us.
Anything.
Anything you want. We are
read
here.
it.
We are here.